Hello guys, welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video I'm going to show you how to pressure from A Squeaky on Nuke ST. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. By the way, we are doing free giveaways every month. In these giveaways, you can win various CS2 skins and free CS2 course access passes created by a Faceit level 10 coach who has experience in high tier CS2 teams. To sign up, simply visit the CS2 post giveaway page and follow the instructions. Link is in the description. And without further ado, let's get straight into it. So there are a couple of ways that you can pressure A Squeaky as a T player, and I'm going to show you the several options that you can do. Firstly, you can do an early smoke in the start of the round if you break these two windows and you run across towards this area. As you run towards here, you can instantly aim at this lamp and aim diagonally towards this side where you see this line, and then you can aim in the bottom left corner of it and jump throw. And this smoke perfectly lands through this broken window and lands in this position exactly here. And the benefit of this smoke is not only can you throw it for your teammates, but you can throw it for yourself as well, because it's a pretty quick lineup and it doesn't block you all the way in. So you can just throw this lineup and head towards this direction like so, and then you can open the door and you have a free pathway towards this area. And with this you can actually get a good position. For example, you can get anyone down in hut or anyone who is, for example, in headshot, and you can also just in general drop down towards vents with this smoke, because it's very simple to do that. As you see, the smoke lands through here and it just fully covers up this entire area. And not only that, you can actually push out with this as well if you combine it with a flash, which is the second part that I'm going to talk about right now. There's a really good pop out flash that you can use if you want to pop out towards A site, and I love to use it every time I push towards A site through Squeaky. So the idea of this flash is pretty simple. You just have to throw it so it lands behind this vent like so, and then you can instantly pop out. And this is a very good way of blinding the opponents when they're in sight and you're just pushing through Squeaky, because as you see, no matter where you're pretty much standing, you will get blinded at least slightly from this flash, since it's very effective. The only position that it really doesn't blind is whether you're playing inside hut or main or like really deep into heaven. Then it doesn't work as effectively, but still it sometimes does the job. And even if you're playing behind default hiding, then as well. But apart from these positions, it's a very good flash, and I definitely recommend you combine it. So if we combine these two things together, we get a pretty decent play that actually helps us out a lot, because we can just instantly push out and we don't need to throw any extra utility. We can just instantly throw a flash, pop out, and then we have a free entry. The only downfall is that main is not clear. So what you can do extra, you can also, instead of this flash, throw a flash towards main. So instead of throwing it behind the vents, you can also roll it down towards this area and turn around like so. So with the smoke it will look a bit different, but the benefit of this flash is that it also blinds people in main. So we can check it out. However, the only downfall of this flash is that when we throw it, we do have to turn around fully, because if as we run through this position, we instantly have to roll this flash. So the smoke lands, we roll the flash, and then we instantly push out, and then we have a good push as well through this area. Now, apart from this flash, you can do other things as well. If you want to get a free entry early round, you can also do a quick push towards Squeaky, and you can do that with a nade. So pretty much when the round starts, you just go ahead towards Squeaky, you run through this entire area, get down here, and then you pull out your nade and aim directly in this corner of the sign and just left click throw. And then you can pre-move your smoke rather if you want to smoke main and entry A site, or instead you can just run forward and grab the entry towards this area in main and have your teammate, for example, who's going to be the second player, focus towards the left side. But you can also do this as a solo if you're hugging the left wall, because the timing is really slim. But if you have a good spawn towards T spawn, you can run towards this area pretty quickly and you can get the main kill even before any of the players jump on top of hut. So it's just in general a pretty good play that you can do. So let's break it down again. So in the start, if you're playing with the smoke, you can just run across here as I mentioned, throw the quick nade, then pre-move your smoke, throw the smoke, and then you can instantly peek out towards the side like so. And you can have your teammate as well throw the extra flash that I showed previously. And instead you can also do it without a smoke, and you can just entry main as I mentioned even previously. Now when it comes to hiding behind this area and getting cover, keep in mind one thing, that standing on the left side of this door is the only way out, because if you're standing on the right, you will get easily spotted by the opponents on hut. As you see, the bot is hugging the right side of the wall, so you can easily see him as a hut player no matter where you stand, unless you're standing in this very deep corner. So pretty much it's just not worth it to stand here. So essentially the only only way that you can actually be covered in this area is by standing on the left side. However, keep in mind that if you stand like this, you can also get spotted if someone decides to peek towards this area of vents. As you see, if you're hugging the left wall and if someone is pretending to drop down towards main, he can instantly spot your leg or anything else if you're even hugging the left side of the wall. So that's why I really recommend you, instead of holding it like this, instead you try to jiggle more and try to move around and not stay stuck in the same spot and keep up the pressure, because if you just stand here blatantly, it will not end up well for you, and in general you will just waste time and not do much for your team as well. So finally, I'm gonna talk about the most popular play when it comes to playing in Squeaky, and that is dropping down to vents. And this play is fairly simple and you can do it in two ways. So firstly, you can do it like this in the start. As I mentioned, you break the windows and do the same smoke, and you just throw the same lineup like this, and you run through it and break the door and then instantly run. So this is gonna be the same play that I just shown, but a better play in my opinion is just by, instead of throwing this smoke, running straight ahead to here and actually using a nade, smoke, and a flash combo. It's way more consistent, and you do this play way faster compared to that play, because this smoke is more of a lurker smoke and trying to get some advantages, even though you can technically lurk into vents later on in the round, but it is just not effective compared to this one if you're doing it really fast. So to do this play, you actually have to just run simply towards here, and you're gonna right click a nade off this wall so it explodes the door, and then you're gonna aim in around this area of the door and right and left click throw as you run past this exact line, and it will perfectly land in towards this area, smoking it off fully. And then after that, you can just simply rather roll a flash, or you can left and right click throw a flash again. I prefer left and right click throwing because it just gives out more range and it pops out a bit deeper, which is what I prefer in this type of flash. But you can also roll it because it also lands at around this area, blinding the majority of the angles. So let's break it down. So as you run here, you quickly explode this door, then you left and right click throw, and then you left and right click throw again, and then you can instantly drop down into towards fence, and you have this perfect play and you are instantly in this good position. So then you can instantly rotate, and then you have a good chance of winning the round. So this is my favorite play that I love to do towards the Squeaky side, but there's also several other plays that I showed previously that you can definitely do. Thank you everyone for watching the video. This was how you can pressure a Squeaky on Nuke as a T. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and comment down below on what you want us to do next, and I'll see you in the next video.